Hey everyone, it's Anna, and I'm back with another vintage cookbook. This time I'm reviewing Borden's Eagle brand 70 magic recipes. If you'd like to go straight to the recipe portion of this video, you can skip ahead to this timestamp. If you've been watching my channel for a little while, you may remember that I covered a different Borden's Eagle brand magic recipe book. The lovely ladies at Recipe Archaeology sent me a much older edition of one of the magic recipe books. These have been around for years. This one was published in 1952. I think the one I did before was published somewhere in the 1930s. So Borden's Eagle brand milk came out with a lot of these. You've got your Borden's Eagle brand milk, and then you have your carnation milk. Strong rivalry? Does Eagle brand milk have a Mary Blake equivalent? I haven't been able to find one yet. However, they do have a lovely mascot. This is the Borden's Eagle brand mascot. Her name is Elsie. I think, and I could be making this up, I think that Elsie is supposed to be married to Elmer from Elmer's Glue. So the bull that is on Elmer's Glue is like her spouse. I don't know. Did I make this up? I probably should have looked this up beforehand. Hold on. Internet, do your thing. Yes, so it said Elsie had a fictional cartoon mate, Elmer the Bull, who was created in 1940 and lent to Borden's then chemical division as the mascot of Elmer's products. Oh Lord, okay, there's more. The pair was given offspring, Beulah and Beauregard in 1948, and twins Larrabee and Lobelia in 1957. Elsie has a lot going on. Wait, that is some distance between those children. I'm not here to judge, I'm not a parent. Also, these are all fictional cows and bulls. Okay, moving on. We got into it there. Charming photographs on the front and the back. Very delicious looking dessert. And this family is perfection. Dad looks really excited. I don't know if you can pick up his very joyous expression. Look at those eyes. The opening of this book starts with luscious pie fillings that need no cooking. Wholesome, nourishing puddings made in a twinkling. Glamorous party desserts you just blend and chill. Smooth, swirly frostings in minutes. The secret? It's Borden's Eagle brand sweetened condensed milk. For Eagle brand is the magic milk to make Eagle brand recipes magic quick. There's some writing talent here. These are only a few of the thrills you'll discover in this book of 70 magic recipes. Just a few of the thrills. There's so many more. Thrill seeking. Here you go. So our book starts off with pies. I've made one magic lemon pie. Elsie is telling us a little something here. Here's proof that this pie is a favorite without equal. Over 10 million magic lemon pies were made last year. How do they know? Who counted? That is a lot of pies. Did they send out a survey? 10 million? Are we sure? That's a bold claim. I think they could probably just say what they wanted in these books. And this is a perfect example. 10 million? Of course, we start with the magic lemon meringue pie, very similar to what I made, but there's a lot of other really interesting ones in here, including maple pecan pie, and that sounds so good. There's another one called apricot prune pie. Probably good, doesn't really sound as good as the maple pecan pie. Custard pie, fruit cream cheese pie, lots of pies. But then we move on to cookies. In fact, cookies that almost make themselves. More bold claims on Elsie's part. They do look good though. That is one tempting tray of cookies. If you'll remember, this book was published in 1952, and as I searched through the cookie section, there was a cookie missing. You probably know this cookie very well. Some people call them magic cookie bars, some people call them 7-layer bars. They do not appear in this book, and that's probably because that recipe, I'm not gonna say that recipe wasn't created until the 60s, but it probably at least wasn't popularized until the 60s. So that's when you would start seeing those very famous bars with the coconut, chocolate chips, sweetened condensed milk, sometimes butterscotch chips or nuts. Oh, I want to make those. Those sound so good right now. There's another recipe in here that may be familiar to some of you. It is called Magic French Fudge. I used to make this a lot actually, and it says it takes 12 minutes. It took 12 minutes back in 1952 because you had to melt chocolate chips over a double boiler. Since then, a lot of us have gotten microwaves and you can do it in the microwave. It's sweetened condensed milk, semi-sweet chocolate chips, a little bit of vanilla, and a pinch of salt. So you melt that all together, you spread it out in a buttered or parchment papered pan, refrigerate it, cut it into squares, and you got a good time. That's some very easy candy, very easy treat. Candies, so easy a child can make them. There is a very intriguing recipe in here, and it's in the sauces and salad dressing section. Magic mayonnaise. I have made mayonnaise before. I've never made this mayonnaise before because this mayonnaise has sweetened condensed milk in it. That seems so sweet. Sweetened condensed milk is very, very sweet. This consists of half a can of Eagle brand sweetened condensed milk. How many times am I gonna say that? A 1/4 cup of vinegar or lemon juice, a 1/4 cup of salad oil or melted butter. melted butter in your mayonnaise. I don't know how that would go. 1 egg yolk, salt, cayenne pepper, and dry mustard. So some very similar ingredients to like what I've used before, except for that sweetened condensed milk. Has anybody tried this recipe? I'm so curious, like how sweet is it? What does it taste like? If you are familiar with this recipe, please let me know in the comments. Ice creams, more delicious, more nutritious, made the Eagle brand way, nutritious. So these no churn ice creams, I'm seeing these a lot lately. I think they're very popular. Not everybody has an ice cream machine, so this is just something that you would mix and put into a freezer pan. They've got vanilla, coffee, maple nut, peppermint stick. These all sound really good. I bet they are delicious. They look good. Ooh, look at this. This is a beautiful pie, magic chocolate fudge pie. Apparently it was new back then. I've never made this pie before. That one might be worth a try. One final claim before I get into my recipe. According to this book, children love it on bread. Maybe. This is not something that was common in my childhood, but I'm sure some people have eaten it and enjoy it. I'm sure it is much beloved somewhere at some time in some decade. So I've already made a magic lemon cream pie. Not gonna do that again. However, I am making something in a pie shell. Today I'm going to be preparing cheeseless cheesecake. That does not mean that it is dairy-free. I feel like, especially nowadays, this name could be a little bit misleading. Like people think it's got no milk in it at all. But no, this does have sweetened condensed milk, eggs, some lemon juice, some spices, and then you put it in sort of a crumb crust and bake it. I've never made a cheesecake like this. Can you still even call it a cheesecake? I guess they're calling it a cheeseless cheesecake. I feel like there should be a different name for this though. Don't you? I don't know. But it comes to us from the party desserts that are exciting and different section. Well, this certainly is different than anything I've made, but we'll find out if it's exciting. All right, so this cheeseless cheesecake, I am very curious to find out, is it actually like a cheesecake? Does it taste like a cheesecake? Or is it just the texture of a cheesecake? This is kind of a long process. I have to mix everything, bake it for 30 minutes, leave it in the oven for an hour with the door closed, and then chill it. So this might be a 2-day thing. We'll see. I start with 4 eggs. I've already separated the eggs. You don't need to see me separate eggs on camera again. We beat the egg yolks. So I've got my 4 egg yolks here. My sweetened condensed milk. I do not have Eagle brand sweetened condensed milk because I'm trying to use up everything in my pantry before we move. So we get a little bit of a store brand equivalent. And that. I also have my vanilla and my nutmeg here, so I'm gonna go ahead and add those. Vanilla, nutmeg, that's a lot of nutmeg. I don't think I've ever put that much nutmeg in a cheesecake. I don't think I've put any nutmeg in a cheesecake. Next up, I have my lemon juice and my lemon zest. This is already starting to curdle, so I'm gonna go ahead and mix this up. That completes the first part of our mixture. It's pretty thick. Next, we have to beat some egg whites. So I have my 4 egg whites here. Beat egg whites until stiff, but not dry. I kind of think I'm there. I just really don't want to overbeat these. Yeah, they're not really moving around too much. So then I'm supposed to fold these egg whites into this mixture. Now, I've made cheesecake before, like regular cheesecake. I feel like it's almost easier. This just having to be egg whites and stuff. Trying to be gentle. There's a lot of nutmeg in here, and I am not used to having nutmeg in cheesecake that I'm aware of. Maybe it's there and I'm not, you know, I just didn't know. The next step is, well, I'm supposed to make a graham cracker crust, and I'm not doing that. We're taking a little shortcut. We're getting a little help from the Keebler elves right here. It says 9-inch size, which matches the size the pie crust is supposed to be in the recipe. It feels like this filling is like a lot. Oh my lord, I think this is too much. Oh no. Whoa. What is with the sizes and these recipes? I'm gonna try to go a little further with this. I'm definitely putting this on a sheet pan while I bake it. This is not at all the cheesecake texture I am used to. Oh, it's going like right to the edge. Ooh. Get out of here, fly. Safely transferred. Bake in slow oven, 325 degrees, which I have preheated for 30 minutes. Cool 1 hour in oven with door closed. Got a bit of time here. I'll see you in a little bit. This was, in fact, a 2-day thing. So I baked this up. I actually took some photos of what it looked like right out of the oven, so I'll put those here so that you can see. I left it in the oven for an hour. I went to take it out. It was still just screaming hot. Like, it was still very hot. So I left it in there for another half an hour. I took it out. It was a little less hot. I let it sit on the counter for a while, and then I just decided to refrigerate it overnight at that point. I feel like these vintage cookbooks really want you to think that their recipes are faster than they are. Because after I let this sit in the oven for an hour, it was supposed to be ready to eat. There's no way. There is no way I would have cut into this at that point. And I've discovered this with more than one recipe. I think they were giving us some little fibs back then. I tried my hardest to get a really nice looking piece, but it just didn't, it didn't go so well. When this came out of the oven, it was very puffy, very fluffy. It felt kind of light and not at all cheesecake in texture. But once it sat, you know, it really does have like a density to it, and it really does kind of look like a cheesecake. I'm just gonna come to the camera. Can you see? Yeah, like look at that. That does look very cheesecake-esque. It did crack on the top. I don't care about that. Some people are bothered by that. I'm very curious about the taste. Some of the best parts of cheesecake, like it's the cheese, right? The cream cheese. I think I've waited long enough. I'm gonna give it a try. Ooh, it sounds spongy. It feels kind of spongy too. It looks denser than it is. It is definitely a little bit fluffy. You can kind of hear, I don't know if this will pick it up, that it's a little like foamy sounding. It tastes pretty good. I can see what they were trying to do here. You know how cream cheese and cheesecake has that like kind of like tart cheesy flavor? That's what they were trying to do with the lemon juice. It's kind of there, it's not quite the same. Although this tastes good, it's fine. I don't think that making an actual cheesecake would take that much more effort. And I'm thinking that this recipe was more about cost-cutting measures than anything else. It was probably cheaper, and it maybe still is cheaper, to buy a can of sweetened condensed milk and some lemons than it is to buy 5 or 6 packages of cream cheese. A for effort, tastes okay. I'm gonna stick with regular cheesecake. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel by clicking on the red button below. I post new videos about food, vintage cookbooks, and retro recipes every week. Thanks again, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.